Hello!
Hi!
And welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshier, and I'm your game master for the evening. If you haven't been watching the show recently, this is our third of 3 sessions in Daggerheart, the recently released system from Critical Role and Darrington Press. So a lot happened, which we'll get into in a second. First, let me just say hi to anyone who doesn't know this channel at all. This is Shadows of Archonia, where we have all sorts of tabletop games that we play. On Friday nights, we have an in-person show where we primarily play our ongoing campaign, Shadows of Archonia 2, which is played in the system Worlds Without Number. Recently, we've been doing a lot of one-shots due to cast absences, but those are things that we use to sort of flesh out the world of Archonia outside of the main campaign. So we have a lot of fun over there. And then on our other show is the one we're playing tonight. This is Tales from the Backlog. It's on every Monday live, where we try out all sorts of different games. I mentioned this is our third of 3 sessions in Daggerheart. Before this, we did some Easy D6. We did Mothership recently. What else have we done lately? I don't know. We try out all sorts of things.
My Little Pony, Friendship
My
is
Little
Magic.
Pony. No, it's Tales of Equestria.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah. Yeah, Tales of Equestria. All sorts of games. We got big shelves of them, and our friends have big shelves of them, and we have a rotating cast of players that come in and out. Speaking of rotating casts, if you've been watching our Daggerheart game, you know that Cindy, who was with us for the first 2, is absent tonight. Something came up last minute. She can't be with us. We'll deal with that. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes sometimes. If you are entranced by our show, you can come join us on our Discord. We all hang out in there. We talk about games. We talk about shows. We talk about whatever. Sometimes Alan throws 150 links to Professor Dungeon Master. Haven't done that in a while, though. Probably because you switched to the daytime shift. Mm-hmm. But we talk about whatever. So come join us in the Discord. That's free. We also have a Patreon. If you really like what we're doing and you want to come join us there, please do so. Every little bit helps. We're saving up right now for more microphones. I've been saying that for months. We've got 1. We need 5. We've got 1 mic. We've got the mount they go on. And I've already run the cables through the ceiling and everything. We just need more mics. Anyway, that's that. Let me discuss what happened last week. No. Before I discuss what happened last week, let's introduce our 2 surviving characters. We'll go clockwise, starting with Alan, because Sarah's just visiting tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just dead.
It's always good to have a visitor.
It's always good to have someone just hanging out with you while you game.
Yep.
Name's Alan. I'm playing Underborn Qatari Sorcerer, level 3 on Demiplane, sponsored.
You're out of the gang.
Yeah. And
Our 1 surviving character, played by Chris.
I'm looking forward to the end of this session tonight. And looking forward to finally figuring out why that guy was tortured for so long.
Yep.
I'm Chris. I'm playing Rashid, a really fat Infernus Ribbit. He's mostly purple except for a red stripe down his belly. Dresses clean. And he's really, really sad at the loss of a friend.
Indeed. Speaking of the friend, now that we've talked about the alive people, let me throw in Kaylin, who is still canonically with you guys. This was Cindy's character when she was still here. She is a guardian, and her race was like a fawn. She was a mixed race as well, or ancestry, excuse me. It was like a fawn devil thing. Dragon, yeah. She's unique, as are we all. But I don't have her sheet in front of me. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact ancestry mixture, but she was a guardian, and she was kind of the tanky one. So, gonna miss that in a little while. But also, Sarah, why don't you tell us who you were?
I was Euris, the winged seraph, Furbolg, and I died in mortal combat with a specter.
It was a skull. It was a screaming skull.
A screaming skull.
Yes. Although it looked like a specter on Tailspire because it's the mini I used. But it was canonically a screaming skull. Yes, so Iris died. The remaining three of you were able to finish off the specters, or the skulls that were mobbing the place. Now, what was going on? Well, oddly enough, it was Iris's own kinsman, cousin, adopted sibling, something.
Yep.
Several familial words were used interchangeably. So let's go with kinsman. Dunstan, who had sent a letter to Iris asking for friends to come with her for a visit. And there was something odd about the letter. It sort of implied that something was off. So the four of you came on your way to the town, finding yourselves traveling deeper and deeper into a sense of wrongness with the world, fighting a chaos elemental in the forest at one point before finally reaching Dunstan's farmhouse, wherein everyone was absent. Inside his bedroom, you again found this chaos elemental, possibly a different one, maybe the same one, you weren't sure. And while doing battle with it, you were somehow transported to a dark mirror version of Dunstan's farm, wherein the walls were coated with a webbing of flesh. The cornfields were replaced with tentacle fields, and it was really foggy and dark, and everything was weird. That's where the skulls appeared. Rashid took the opportunity to do what I assume he'd been wanting to do since first laying eyes on the farm, and set the building on fire. As the three of you recover from the battle now, the building continues to burn behind you. So Kaji, Rashid, you stand here with Kaelin. I will be taking over Kaelin for the moment. The farmhouse behind you is, at this point, well collapsed from the fire.
Do we see the chaos elemental anywhere in the ruins?
More importantly, do we still see Cthulhu?
Yeah, you saw Cthulhu. Let's see, where is he? Yep, he's over there on the horizon. So the scale's off with this. This being here is only a few stories high. The creature that you actually see is massive, like over the horizon. Yes, you can still see him. It's like seeing a mountain in the distance. It's just so big. To answer your question, Rashid, I was waiting for someone to ask that one, actually. And no, the elemental does not seem to be there in the rubble of the farmhouse.
Well, I was really hoping to figure out why that thing was attacking us. But I think it's best we take our friend's body here and bring it back to her home and give her a nice burial.
Didn't the body disappear?
I believe I killed the body. Yes. Yeah, the body rose undead style and flew away.
Oh.
Likewise, the soul did not make it to the afterlife.
Hmm.
You guys wouldn't know that second part, though.
All right, well, I guess we should just report back this news to her significant others, her family, and tell them what happened.
Do you know where her family was?
No, but I have a feeling if we go back to town, we could probably ask a few people.
Okay. And I think Rashid sort of brandishes his arms out wide and goes, "Which door?"
Yeah. Are you, in fact, anywhere near any town that you've ever been in?
Well, I'm just gonna go in that shed.
In where?
The shed that's off in the distance.
The
Going in the
outhouse here?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going in the porta potty.
That's the only structure not burned down currently on the map. It is, in fact, the outhouse.
Didn't you check that out already, Rashid?
No, I never.
I don't
went
think
in.
anyone went over there.
All right.
You
Nobody
can go
had
over
to
there.
go.
All right, I'm gonna go check that out real quick.
I'll go with him.
When you okay. In that case, I believe Kaylin will also accompany you. Being quiet, eerily
Thank you,
quiet.
Caitlin. I'm glad to have you here.
Shut up. That's what Kaylin says. I don't know what would she say? She'd say, "I'm glad to be here." No, I'm not glad any of us are here. This is horrible. Where are we?
I'm glad you believe me that one day I have to marry that dragon. So
Of course.
I can't die here because I'm destined to marry that dragon.
Makes sense to me, sir.
Unless the dragon's here.
That's true. That would be cool.
Upon approaching the outhouse, you find that the ground in front of it is covered with filth, gunk, slime. It may be excrement. If it is, it's not from humans. Hard to say. The outhouse itself is covered with the same sort of flesh webbing that you were seeing on the house before it burned down. It's not inviting. It's smelly. It's festering. Take all the worst parts of like a Cthulhu-y sort of cosmic horror flesh building and then combine it with an unclean outhouse. That's what you've got here.
Cool.
Does it look like there were any tracks around here?
I think I would ask for a test about that. It's hard to see because of the mist and the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
But if you give me a, let's see, perceive is like instinct. If you give me an instinct test and you can hit, I'll say 17
Dang. All
on
right,
2d12.
Don't do it. It's a trap. He just wants more sparkles.
Guess what? I got
What?
2 5s, which is a critical.
Nice.
It is indeed a critical, and as you're looking for tracks, you see some. Something was here. You see something was in the outhouse. I'm clicking on the OBS screen trying to drag Tailspire around because it's the window capture. No, I got to go over here and click the actual window.
No worries.
Someone has come out of the house, gone up to the outhouse, and back to the house. These look like human footprints. And just as you notice this, first of all, was it with hope or was it with fear, your roll?
Well, it's critical, so I got.
Oh, it's critical. It's tied. So you gain a hope anyway. Let me add that before I forget. You were out of hope. Now you're not. Just as you notice this, you hear a rustling sound and a groan coming from back over by the front of the house where you were. And Kalen runs over to investigate, starts digging through some rubble where it seems like some of the debris is moving on its own.
Kaylin, be careful. It might be the elemental.
It's a human man. He comes climbing out. Burned, dirty. It looks like he must have been hiding under the floor of the building. He's half conscious. He comes out. He sees Kaylin. Do you guys go over with her?
Yeah. I say...
no, I'm going to stay put. I'm interested in the outhouse.
Of course you are. All right,
well, I want to make sure Kaylin doesn't get blasted right now.
Kaji, you follow Kaylin as she digs up this guy. He looks confused. He looks at the two of you. Says, "Who are you? Get away! No!" And he goes and he hits her with something. It looks like a glass bottle of some kind. And as soon as he does it, he looks horrified. He looks at his hand like it's clear to you that whatever it was he just did to her, he didn't mean to do. And she disappears in a flash of sort of warping space. And you actually see Kaji, being as close as you are, that where she was standing, there is now a hole in space in the exact shape of her body. And just for a moment, you see back into the farmhouse, the real farmhouse, on the mortal plane where you came from, the regular daytime, non-Cthulhu'd farmhouse. He has somehow sent her back. And then it closes up and she's gone. And he's staring at his hand going, "That was my only one."
And I say, "What did you do?" And I grab him. Where did you go? Was that the way out?
It was the only one I had. I was saving it for my son.
Well, why did you throw it?
I didn't mean to. I was disoriented. I didn't know who she was. I forgot it was in my hand. I just hit her with it.
I start searching his body.
Who are you? Who are you?
We're stuck here. And we're trying to get out of here. My friends have been killed.
Who are your friends?
Well, her body was there, but then she got taken away by some sort of astral presence. Who knows? But she was definitely killed right before then. And now you just got rid of one of my other friends.
Well, she's safe. The one that I sent away is safe back in the regular world.
Who the hell are you? And I release him.
Dunstan. I'm Dunstan. This was my house. Or some sort of nightmarish, twisted version of my house. I don't know. I don't understand any of this.
Where were you? We were all over that house, and we didn't see you.
I was hiding under the floorboards, but I wasn't in the real house. I was in this house. Who are you?
My name's Kaji. Over there, my over there. I don't know if you can see him. That's my other friend Rashid.
Oh.
And we were sent here to investigate. I don't know if I still have the note.
Well, Erie's had the note.
So I don't have it though.
No, you don't have it.
No, Rashid had the note.
Oh, you were carrying it
from her.
But I do know
about from her.
But I do know what the note said though. And I repeat back I repeat back what the note said to him using my photographic memory experience.
Okay, so if you have a photographic memory, then you already know this is the man who sent the note.
What was the guy's name?
Dunstan. He just told you his name is Dunstan, so he
Was-
may be lying, but he's claiming to be the guy that sent the note.
But wasn't it signed by someone else?
No. Here's the note right here. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, I've got the visual aids closed. Boom.
Sorry,
Dunstan, right there.
I assumed it was a different name.
Yeah. So this is Iris's kinsman. This is who sent for her. You have found him under the floorboards of this fucked up version of his house, which has burned down.
I say, yeah. What the hell is this place?
I don't
And
know.
And why is there like there was in this house there was some sort of like torturing device? Were you torturing someone?
Very much no. My wife was in there. They took her when they brought us all through. My son escaped. He ran off. I couldn't find him. But I did. I found this. They somehow extracted the substance. He's holding up the broken glass that he hit Kalen with. They somehow extracted this substance from my wife as they tortured her, and they were using it to get further into our world. I took enough for one person, and I hid, hoping to find my son and send him home.
How can we get more of that?
I'm sure I don't know. Who are you?
Like I said, we came here from that letter.
So you came here with Iris?
Yes.
Where is she?
She like I said, she died.
She's your friend who died?
Yeah. She got taken by one of those flying skulls.
You didn't tell me the name. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's just you two, then.
Yeah, we had one more, but now she's gone too.
Well... Okay. Thank you for coming. I don't know what to do now. My wife is dead. My cousin is dead. My son is missing. And we have no way home. Any ideas would be helpful.
To be honest, I'm not quite sure unless you know another way out of here. How far have you explored this place?
Every time I've tried to leave, I've been cornered by these floating skull beings. I haven't gotten much past the wall of my own farm. Where are they?
Did those men like give you any kind of hint of like where they came from or anything like that? Did they speak to you?
Men? What men?
The ones that took you through.
Oh, they weren't men. They were things. Beings of light and power. Sickening, twisted, whirlwind creatures and skulls and things with tentacles and not men.
All right. Did they say anything that we might be able to use?
No, I wish they spoke our language at all. Some of them didn't even have mouths. They were, no. I know nothing except what I have observed, which is not much. Rashid, are you still hanging out way over there?
Yeah, I actually want to go into the outhouse.
Okay. I'm going to cut over there for a minute. There's not much inning to be done, of course. It is just an outhouse. There
Sure.
we go.
I mean, if that's all it is, if it doesn't actually look like it's... If I go in and there's not a portal... then
There's no
that's-
portals or doors or staircases or anything, but as you go in, the building shakes a little bit.
Oh.
I guess I should say the shack, the outhouse shakes a little bit.
Yeah, I'll sort of stick my arms out and drop down to a crouch. Just wait to make sure that it's done?
There's a noise from the hole underneath.
With my Underdark vision or whatever it's called, can I see what's down there?
Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna say, here's a mechanic I haven't used much. You can, but by willingly exposing yourself to the smell, you will take a stress.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Do you want to perceive? Roll? Instinct?
No, you don't need a roll.
Okay.
You see something moving. And as it turns its face up to you, Sarah, what does it look like?
It looks like at first that you found a suit of armor, old, very old, antique, probably worth something for the amount of. It's not. It's clearly workman armor, but very carefully and elegantly crafted, almost too perfect for a real person to fit inside. And at first you're thinking, like, first thought for Rashid, I assume, is like, wow, this would be worth something if I could get it out of here. And then the helmet turns and looks with its empty, hollow eyes at you.
Are there any lights in the eyes?
Are there what?
Is there any light or anything coming from it, or is it just hollow eyes?
It's just it's too dark to see what's behind them. No light emitting from them. It just turns these dark hollows to you and says, situation?
You're in a shitter.
That's basically it.
Understood. And just in this huge exertion, it forces itself, this full plate suit of armor, forces itself up and out. And it is enormous. 6.5 feet easily. And just a shower of filth as it shakes itself like a dog.
Just turning up the exposure to see the robot better.
And then reaches down and pulls out a sword, almost as like anime large sword, as big as itself.
I will draw my rapier
And
yell, Kaji, is there such thing as a poo elemental?
I'm not sure.
I walk past you, holding the sword in rest position, and scan the yard. And what do I see? I see Kaji, Dunstan. No, not Dunstan. Sorry.
Let's find out. Do you have any special vision? Didn't really have time to look at your sheet.
Sure.
You sent it to me right before, but essentially, if you don't have any special vision, this is what you see. That's from roughly your miniature's perspective. I can turn off. Well, I can turn off depth of field, but you already know that that's Kaji and this is Dunstan. So you see them. Kaji.
Okay.
Dunstan.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the depth of field, but your eyes can focus on whatever you want.
All right. Big question. Can I see Cthulhu?
Do you look that way?
Yes, I do full 360.
Okay, so there's not actually any ability to turn the camera upwards, but yes, you see him on the horizon there.
And I say, target reacquired. And I'm going.
And
And I am
Cthulhu says,
walking.
that motherfucker again.
And just clank in his direction.
Really?
As I am
Just off that
indeed.
way. He's
Slowly.
literally miles from here. Clank.
Oh, really? Oh, I was under the impression that was where he was.
No, as I mentioned earlier, this is as big as I can make the miniature, but it is representing something over the horizon, the size of a mountain.
Well, I am walking not at a run, but at a pace towards him unless somebody stops me.
Okay, Rashid, you're the closest, but Kaji can now see this creature, robo creature.
Mm-hmm.
And Rashid did call to you. He said, is there such a thing as a poo elemental? So you would be looking that way, probably.
I'm
The
gonna ask.
poo is not a part of my creation.
I'm gonna ask Dunstan. Do you know what that's all about?
No. What? He's starting to come to his senses more. He was pretty disoriented when you first found him. I mean, he was just under a burning building, so it's understandable. But yeah, he doesn't know. He's like, what?
I think if Rashid's not threatened by Robopoo, I'll probably go talk with Kaji.
Okay.
Am I going to go past Kaji and can I not remember this man's name? I keep wanting to say Dunstan. And that's
It is Dunstan.
It is Dunstan. Oh, all right. Well, I got it right.
Yeah.
Am I going to walk past them?
No, not really. They are over here,
Mm-hmm.
and this is you over here, and Cthulhu's
All right.
that direction.
All right. Well, I will pause as I am starting to walk and then turn around and look back over my shoulder and just blink. What is your purpose here?
Are you addressing Rashid, Dunstan, or Kaji?
All three of them.
So pretty loudly then, because they're
Yes.
way over here.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Battlefield Sergeant Bark. What is your purpose here?
I'm looking for my son. I have to save my son.
Escape.
Yeah, we're just trying to get out of here.
What is your purpose?
Describe son.
Well, like me, but smaller. He's a child. My offspring. Do you have those?
I swivel to look at the distant Cthulhu. I swivel back. Prioritize rescue of the innocent. I will assist. What is the child's name?
Dunny. What? Dunstan Jr.
Dunny!
No, stop!
Dunstan Jr.
We don't want to attract their attention. We have to be quiet.
Describe the nature of the enemy that will be drawn by vocal utterance.
Well, to be honest, I'm surprised they're not here now. They were a bunch of floating blue skull things around earlier. That's why I was hiding.
To roll to figure out what that is, based on the description and the fact that I've been here a while. I assume these guys aren't new.
You won't have to roll if you have been here a while. They were the shrieking skull things, the blue floating skulls that kind of dot the atmosphere like squirrels around here.
Yeah, but I want to know their names, their proper names.
Well, like Bill and Bob, they don't have those.
Like what kind of creature they are, what their weaknesses are.
All right, let me find some for you. Adversaries. They were tier 2 adversaries. Chaos skulls is what they're called. They are floating humanoid skulls animated by scintillating magic. I almost said annihilated. That would be nice if they annihilated themselves.
And I say, chaos skulls, animated by magic.
You
Like
know one more
myself.
thing about them.
Yes.
Well, actually, do a roll to see if you know.
Sure.
That roll will be. You tell me what you think the best roll is. Probably knowledge. If you have something better, let me know.
Yes, and part of being lore-born is that I have advantage on rolls that involve the history, culture, or politics of a prominent person or place, and I would like this to be the place that I'm an expert in.
No problem.
All right.
By the way, I'm just looking at your sheet here. I noticed that under experience, you put +1 for the first one, and you left the other 2 blank. All your experiences should be +2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get the first one says I have a permanent +1 to it. Does that mean I have +3?
I believe so.
Okay.
Not an expert in this game, but I believe +2 is the default for having an experience.
All right. Okay.
Option delete. Welcome back. Good to see you again.
All right. So for rolling with advantage, do I roll 4d12?
Plus D6.
Oh, d12.
Yeah.
2d12 plus a d6.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So the total for that is 6 plus 5 plus 3, so that's 14.
14. With
And that
Overfear.
is with hope.
There you go. You got a hope.
Yay!
Now, you will notice I started you with 2 because you're a new character and they start with 2. So now you have 3. Yes, you know Chaos Skulls are not naturally occurring. They are created by someone or something. They serve their creators.
All right. Do I know if the creator has to be nearby? Or just that's fine if that's all I know.
Yeah, it depends on the creator. Like, how powerful are they?
And I turn around and say, either the creator is nearby or this place is worth defending. Where have you looked for your son?
No, nowhere. Who are you?
I am 4.
You're what?
4. I am called 4.
4. Like the number 4?
Yes.
Well, where are 1, 2, and 3?
Well, that's a coincidence because my name in my cat language actually means 4.
Is that true?
That is a coincidence.
Yeah, Kaji.
Kaji? That means 4?
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
They call me that because I am the 4th one.
I thought
At
it
the
meant you
temple
had
built.
wares. Well, where are 1, 2, and 3?
They are no more.
Damn it.
They have fallen. One by
Okay.
one, we have fallen, and another one rises.
I see. So what you're saying is, if you die, then 5 will show up, and Sarah won't have to make a new character.
That's actually not what I meant, but we can go with that. I think if 4 dies, then I get to take over Kaylin.
Well, Kaylin's gone. She's back home.
I know. No, I'm back. If 4 dies, Eris comes back. There's only. We'll figure that one
She's
out.
dead.
Yep.
Anyway.
All
Yeah,
right.
so this is you guys. Dunstan is going to say, listen, I've hidden long enough. I was unconscious for a lot of it. I have to find my son. The last I saw of him, he was running off that direction.
Let us proceed.
Yeah,
And I, boom, 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 boom.
man. All right, lead the way.
I think it's at
I
this
am
point
already
in time,
doing that.
you guys probably notice Rashid is like white knuckling this his rapier, and he's just pointing it at the man as he walks slowly and steadily towards him.
Towards Dunstan?
Yeah. There's no doubt in anybody's mind I'm going to kill this guy. Except maybe 4 who doesn't know me.
Well, Rashid, there's no doubt in your mind or Kaji, there's no doubt in your mind that Rashid is going to kill this guy.
Who, Dunstan?
That's what he said.
Dunstan is going to die.
I kind of pull Rashid to the side, and I say, "What? Are you gonna kill him just because he threw away our only chance to get out of here, or what?"
Erie's. That's why. He led us here. He tricked us to be here, and Erie's died because of it.
I tricked no one. I asked Iris for help. When I wrote that letter, I'd never been to this bizarre place. It was about the town. The town was acting strange. People were disappearing. The mayor
Erie's believed that the letter was erroneous and it's meant as a trap.
I wrote the letter strangely on purpose so that she would come investigate. I was worried that if I simply invited her for a visit, she would put it off for another time.
I don't know, Rashid. If this guy really was planning to kill us, I don't think he would hide himself inside of a house and let us burn it down.
I cannot kill you. It is not within my power. That's why I called you. You are stronger than me. I'm a simple farmer, and my corn has apparently been turned into tentacles, and my mushroom field is, I don't know what the hell that stuff is. I'm doomed.
Stopped.
Getting out of here is not even part of my plan. My plan was simply to put that stuff on my son and send him home and then die. That's what I was going to do. Now I don't have the stuff anymore. So we need a new
So
plan.
you can just die.
No. I must live until my son is safe.
The stuff that you put upon your son, I think I heard some of this. This is something that was extracted from the death of your wife?
Well, once she died, they stopped getting any more. They were using it to send themselves through. They were extracted it from her via torture. I don't understand how it worked. It was something magical, metaphysical. I don't know. If I were smart, maybe I could have solved this myself. I don't know.
I see. I look to you two and say, does this mean anything to you? Are either of you versed in magic?
I mean, I am, but I don't know if I'm feeling anything weird.
I mean, the whole place is weird. You definitely, Kaji, when you guys were in the regular world, sort of on your way to the farm, I was describing, like, the intensifying wrongness of the atmosphere that you were feeling. Now that you're here, it's just everywhere. Like, this is the place, this is the plane of existence that was leaking through into the normal world that made it feel wrong. You're in the place the wrongness comes from.
Yeah, it's hard for me to really tell what's going on right here because I feel a lot of conflicting magic energy right now. So,
Can you focus on what sent your friend back through the veil and try to find more of it? Perhaps if we are fortunate, it will be stockpiled somewhere. Enough to send the 3 of you plus this child back.
If they had a stockpile of it, why did they need us? I assume they took myself and my son to do the same thing to us that they did to my wife. We slipped their grasp. I hid, he ran. She died.
Well, presume I don't know that they have a stockpile. That's why I say that I hope that they have it. Otherwise, the other option is to somehow sacrifice one of you to create enough for the others to cross.
Well, if you know how to do it, you may have my permission to use me to send my son home.
I am no worker of magic. I am magic.
I guess that makes sense.
And the giant talking armor nods.
Well, I want to see where this goes first. So let's continue on. And the more we have, the better.
So, Rashid, have you been talked down at this point, or are you still trying to kill Dunstan?
No, I was going to ask if I could roll a instinct to get a sense of whether or not this guy is spouting BS or...
Yeah, absolutely do that.
15, and unironically, the 12 is on my dark dice. So, with fear.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 16. I forgot I have a 1.
Oh, all right. That's very good. Yes. Everything that you can read about him tells you that he's telling the truth. This is a broken, defeated man whose only purpose in life at this point is to save his son from his wife's fate. He truly does not care about anything else.
Okay, I think in that case, I will sheathe the rapier and just give him like the hardest stare ever and just say, "Stay away from me. Let's go."
All right. So by let's go, I assume you mean head off in the direction that he indicated that Dunny ran.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
or at least I'll leave that for Kaji. I'm hoping his magical sense is, more useful than my not magical sense.
4 and Kaji, you agree with that direction?
Yeah, if I don't feel anything more intriguing, I'll just head that way.
Well, of course, to leave the farm, you got to pass through the little gate here. Dunstan did indicate that Kaji ran off, or that Dunny ran off that direction. But as you come out, you find these 2 bodies right outside the wall of the farm. These are human bodies, and they have clearly been tortured in a manner similar to what you saw inside that Iron Maiden thing. And their bodies dumped here.
Are they both adults?
Mm-hmm.
I said, good news, not the child.
Mm.
I think everyone knew that. But thank you. Unless Dunny got really old really fast and then died and rotted really fast.
Have you experienced that happening here?
No, but I have experienced a number of odd things, and I would not be surprised by anything at this point. Maybe we can find his footsteps. I really am having a hard time understanding how long it's even been. I was unconscious under the house for a while. I woke up just in time for it to burn down and fall on me. And then I was unconscious again. I don't know how long I've been here or how long it's been since he ran away. And as he says this, 4, I think you're maybe a little more adjusted to place, but Rashid and Kaji, you both realize that you're also having trouble with your sense of time since you've come here. You know that you haven't slept. And you can sort of think back, but it takes like a conscious effort to think back and count the things that have happened and the things that you've done. And that's the only way you can sort of guess at how long you've been here. Your normal sense of time passing is absent.
Did your son run off before you got to this place, or once this place became a thing?
Once we were brought through, he ran off. What, to tell the truth, what happened was we were all being held, and I broke my captor's grasp and threw myself at his. At that point, he ran off. I tried to run with him, but he was faster. So I rolled under the house instead. I heard them begin to torture my wife, but I had been struck on the head and I lost consciousness. These two bodies, by their clothes, are neighbors of mine. This is what I wrote to Iris about. The town was going strange. People were beginning to talk funny, act funny. They were speaking of dark gods and the churn. They mentioned the churn of worlds. I didn't understand, but townspeople began to disappear, and instead of investigating or raising an alarm, I was told to ignore it, that they had been sacrificed for the greater good. I tried to take my family and leave. We could not exit the town. We were forbidden. I wrote the letter in a code. They had asked me to summon more people. So I wrote the letter oddly on purpose, as I said, hoping that Iris would bring her adventuring companions. I know that she was powerful and she had a group of friends, of which I assume you were a part, and the woman that I accidentally sent home. I thought you could help, but all of that was before they opened a portal to this place and started bringing us through. I think they needed to torture people from where we're from to gain this substance so that they could go through to there.
Logical deduction. I would like to roll knowledge again for Churn of Worlds. See if that triggers anything for me. While
you're sort of in that moment thinking of doing that, why don't you tell us a little bit about your history and how you got to this place, so that we know what you might know.
I was created by, I am Loreborn. I am a Clink. I am a warrior with Call of the Brave as my subset.
Okay.
I was created by a order of warrior knights to fight evil. And I was at some point in the past, or my present, I was sent here to fight a great evil. And I think that I've at least a couple hundred years old. I've been dormant for at least a couple hundred years. So I was here before probably the village.
Yeah, so I will add a little bit to that. You were not in that outhouse when you were last active, or when you last remember being active. You do remember coming to this realm, but you were not at this farm. It was another location. How you got here specifically, you don't know. That is that. Now, please do your roll. And remind me again, what was the question you were asking?
The question specifically, Churn of Worlds. Does that trigger anything in the mission that I was sent to accomplish here?
What's your roll?
My roll is an 18 with advantage, and it succeeds, and my higher dice is a hope.
Okay, you're up to 4 hope. Yes, you know what the Churn of Worlds is. There are beings of evil that consume life and devour worlds. This farm that you are standing on, the remains of this farm, This is what a place looks like when it has been devoured. If it is not stopped, the world that Kaji and Rashid and Dunstan all came from will become absorbed into this mirror plane, and all of the world will be consumed like this. That is the churn. These beings go through plane after plane of existence and simply eat them.
Dang.
It occurs to Four as it is looking out over this and reflecting on the churn of worlds and looking back at Rashid and Kaji and Dunstan in their unfamiliar clothing, that it is entirely possible that whatever world they are fighting for is not Four's world, and Four might have already failed, and its world might be gone.
That is entirely possible. You have no way of knowing whether that's correct or not.
Yes, but there is... Four thinks that thought, files it away, and keeps moving forward.
Right.
Are any of you experienced trackers?
No. Certainly not in the wilderness. We were in a city, perhaps.
Do you... Yep.
Oh, never mind. You may continue your conversation.
No,
I was just going to mention I'm turning off the map because you guys are kind of done with visual aids for the moment.
I will pause again, then just look forward up to the direction that the child was last seen running, and ask, what is the most logical place before us that a child would run towards?
It depends upon how closely this realm mirrors our own. Dunny had places that he would play in the forest, places that he would go by himself. I don't know if they exist here or not.
Neither would Dunny. Let us proceed to the closest place.
But Dunny has not had as much time as me to think about what has happened. He may still be under the impression that we are at home and it's just nighttime.
Let us sincerely hope this is not your home.
I agree.
Please, lead the way.
I will try. I do not know all of Dunny's places, but there's one I can take you to. And Dunstan starts walking you guys off into the forest. The forest is weird. It is... all the trees that look even remotely normal are dead. There are a lot of trees that are just fully tentacles. And there's this weird mist that feels like it wants to hurt you.
I hate an aggressive atmosphere.
Is there anything anyone would like to discuss with Four or maybe with Dunstan as you journey?
No.
I mean, I'm just really... I mean, I kind of asked him all the questions I could about those weird things I took him and brought him here in the first place.
Yeah.
And about the house and the weird contraption that was in there. And he didn't know anything about the elemental either, right?
He did not. But one, some of the things that he described sort of fit that description. He was talking about beings of energy and magic and wrongness, and that's more or less what you fought. So that elemental, all you know of it, and Dunstan's description matches this, is just that it's one of the beings of this place, that it serves the churn.
I do actually have a question for 4. What happens when one of us dies here? Our friend's body was lifted towards the sky?
Or
Would I know that?
I'd ask for a knowledge check.
Sure. And this time I think I'm not going to roll with advantage, because I feel like this is something that the knights would not have been able to prepare me for.
Remind me
But
what
you
was
can-
giving you the advantage.
I have advantage on rolls that involve the history, culture, or politics of a prominent person or place. And I'm interpreting that to mean that I was prepared to go into this and loaded in with everything I would need.
Okay, so I
everything that
agree.
they had.
I agree the advantage won't apply. You may have been prepared to know this piece of information.
Okay.
Let's find out.
That's a 21
Ooh,
with no advantage. It does succeed on fear, though. 11 on fear, 10 on hope. I
Where's
like
my
4.
fear?
4 rolls high.
4 rolls high. So with that, you know the following information, and I'm going to say the consequence of that fear is just what this information is.
Yep.
There is no way for a disembodied dead soul to leave here. If you die here, you cannot move on to the afterlife. It's part of the evil of this place. The churn of worlds consumes, and it will not let a soul go.
Do you relay that information the way that he did?
Yeah, you see me. You ask me that question, Rashid, and you see me just stop. Just not looking at you, just staring straight ahead as I'm processing. And what I'm thinking about is remembering I didn't come here by myself. Where's everybody else that came with me? And then I take that thought, I put it in a little box, and I turn around and I say, unfortunately, there is nothing you can do for your friend now. Or for herself.
As you are saying that, roll me that knowledge check again.
Okay. Sorry, my computer decided to take this moment to shut down.
It's all right. Your knowledge
okay.
is 0.
My knowledge check again. That was a 7 this time.
Hope or fear?
Fear.
Okay. Well, you hear the noise of gurgling voices in the distance as you arrive at this large stone that Dunstan tells you was one of Dunny's play places. He used to hide under this rock. But you do actually know the answer, even with that low roll of a 7. You were telling Rashid nothing can be done. You're not certain that's true. Once this region, this area has been fully consumed, that will be true. But this place is still in the process of being consumed. The farm is consumed. It looks like this rock is consumed. But you know that they still have counterparts back in the real world from what Kaji and Rashid have told you, the farm is still standing there. In fact, Kaji, when your friend was sent back, Kaylin was sent back, you saw through that portal for a moment that the farm on that side hadn't even burned down. It was still there, which means it hasn't been fully consumed. Once the world that you came from is consumed, then souls will not be able to move on. But if you can stop the consumption, if you can stop the ritual from happening, from completing, then it will be possible, maybe, for Iris and anyone else who has died here to move on.
I say what I said out loud, and then I pause again and say, unless this place is cleansed. And I shift my grip on my greatsword. I say, I need to go kill something now. And keep moving toward, and I'm gonna go find what is gurgling.
Okay. It's actually in the distance. It's kind of that direction.
Okay.
It's pretty far from where you guys are.
Okay. I thought it was a little closer.
It's close enough to hear, but not close enough to see. This one's you, right? Yeah.
All right.
If you want to hop up on the rock.
Sure. Do we? Well, first we need to look for the child.
Yeah. Dunstan has been doing that anyway. He's not under there.
Okay.
You guys can see that there is a space under the rock here.
Mm-hmm.
He does not find his son under there. But he does come up with one of Dunny's shoes. Say, he was here.
All right. And I do go ahead and I climb up on the rock.
Okay, so I'm gonna lower the camera a little.
Oh, sorry, Alan, it's your mic. It just looks like something like manifested on your shoulder. I thought
Oh,
you
yeah.
were VFX thing or something.
Alan's always got weird things happening on his right shoulder because of that mic.
Yeah.
So from up there, you see, I don't know if, it's not in the thing. You see a purple glow in the distance between the dead trees and the tentacles. Just something off there glowing. And that's all you can make out from up there. But that is the direction the sounds are coming from.
Well, I turn back to Dunstan. Do you have another hiding place? If not, I see something that I would like to go and kill.
I don't?
Great! And I'm just let us proceed.
Wow! All right. Now what? Are you guys following 4?
Yeah, this is amusing. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
Kaji's
but I think
reasoning.
I'm gonna go the other way,
Which other way? Like this
like
way?
around the rock, the opposite direction that everybody else is going.
Oh, instead of over it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Whoop. Dunstan landed on top of the tree. Oh, okay. So, it's a long walk between where you are and where you are going. And in the middle of said long walk, you find yourselves coming up on a horde. I've lost Rashid. There he is. A horde of zombies coming out of the mist directly towards you guys.
If only we had a cleric.
Yeah.
Yep.
If only. All right, hold on. There's this map is so large. I've actually lost everyone. Okay, so this is Dunstan. That's for... No, this is Dunstan. This is Kaji. That's obviously she's got the big spear. And that's 4. Okay. All right. So you guys see this sort of horde of zombies coming right at you from over there. I have put a tree in the way. There you go. So you guys can see these. This is the 4 of you. There's the zombies.
You were
They're
looking for
approaching.
something to kill for. It looks like there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Have at her.
Let's show. And I charge right in.
All right. Now remember, in this
Right
system,
into the middle.
there's no initiative. Combat is just a continuation of the narrative as we're telling it. However, as you charge right in, a voice speaks from the sky that says, "It's break time."
It's break time. That's a good one.
Yeah. All right.
Very funny.
Bravo.
Yeah, we're going to take 10 minutes. We'll see everyone after that. We actually don't have much story left. You guys kind of tore through it in the first 2. So we'll come back after the break and see how long it takes to finish this up.
All right.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for playing. We'll be back in 10-ish minutes. We're back. We left off with, I believe it was 4 here, rushing the zombie horde.
Woo!
I'm about to have fun running a horde for the first time in Daggerheart, which is an enemy type. These creatures all have 1 stat block together,
Oh,
which is
cool.
not stuff you as players need to know, but it might be interesting if you're thinking of running the game. All 12 of these guys are 1 stat block. So, 4, what are you going to do?
I'm going to charge right into the middle and
Okay.
take a great... I can do... All right, I'm going to take a point, like you can see what I'm pointing at. I take a great big swing at that guy right in front of me on the board.
Copy that. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
Difficulty here is 8.
And remind me how... I'm trying to find proficiency. Do I just have 3 proficiency because we're 3rd level?
Oh gosh, great question. I didn't level up a character today. What this week? What do you guys say? What are your proficiencies at, Kaji and Rashid?
So the proficiency, it's mine is still at 2.
All right,
Yeah,
so it's my
Okay,
attack
two.
plus 2 plus my strength, because this is a strength roll. And there it goes. Okay. So that is a 10 plus 2 plus 2, so that is a 14.
That
hit?
does hit.
Woo! All right, and I am going to, and that is a success on hope.
Okay.
So I am going to spend a hope to activate one of my abilities, which is Whirlwind.
All right.
On a success, if I make an attack within very close range, I spend a hope to use the attack against all other targets within very close range.
Okay. As I said, the horde counts as 1 stat block, so I'll allow 1 more attack. Just so that you can use your ability at all.
Oh, great. Thank you. Okay. So if we attack, so if I take down 1, I take down all of them?
No, not at all. You just are trying to hit 1. Read me the card again.
So I make an attack against a target within very close range, which I just did. On
Right.
its success, I spend a hope, and I use this attack against all other targets
Okay.
within
So
very close range.
I'll count this as 2 hits against the horde.
It's not 4 because I see I'm in the middle of 4.
Yes, I chose to use 12 miniatures to represent the 12 zombies in the horde. But as I mentioned before, it actually is 1 enemy stat block mechanically.
Okay.
So I'm allowing you to hit I'm allowing you to hit the same enemy twice, essentially, with that ability.
All right.
It's in terms of how the mechanics work.
Sounds good. So I will roll my damage. And then my primary target takes full damage. My secondary targets take half damage.
Okay, so what is the damage?
11.
11. It passes the first threshold and is just shy of the second threshold, so it will take 2 hit points worth of damage on that first attack. The second one would be so it is under the first threshold, so it's going to take a total of 3 hit points of damage.
Cool.
Incredible. You have cut the zombie's HP down literally in half. And the way a horde works in this system is that each HP you take off the horde represents a certain number of enemies. With a zombie pack, each HP represents 2 enemies. By dealing 3 hit points of damage, you have eliminated 6 enemies. So just to make this make physical sense, I am going to select the 6 closest to you. Not that guy. Get out of here. That guy
Bye-bye.
is not... All right, 1... I'm just going to kill them one at a time because I can't select them without selecting you.
I don't always min-max, but when I do...
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll kill this guy. 6. They will now take a reaction, and they're going to make an attack against you. However, since you have reduced them to half, before they ever had a regular attack, they're now going to have a lowered attack bonus, a lowered everything. This is another feature of how hordes work in Daggerheart. Had they gotten an attack off before they were reduced to half strength, it would have been 1d10 plus 2 damage. Now it's going to be 1d4 plus 2 because you've reduced their numbers so much. But the remaining hordes, the remaining zombies are going to just come for you thusly and make an attack. That's a 9 to hit.
Oh, whoops! I forgot to. Yeah, there's something I was forgetting.
Your evasion is 11. It doesn't hit.
Yeah. Well, my evasion is 11 minus. I took a lot of penalties on evasion, so I actually have a -3 on that 11. So.
Oh, so it does hit.
I am actually at 8. Yeah, so it's going to hit me.
So it's going to hit. That's surprising. Didn't expect it. So 1d4 plus 2 will equal 5 damage to you. I'm sure that doesn't beat your first threshold.
It does not.
So you're going to take 1 hit point.
Let's see.
And I
am going to use... So if I take 1 HP, I can take an armor slot to reduce that, right?
That's correct.
So I am actually...
I see your
so I'm gonna
armor's
use...
base score is 5, so you'll be down to 4 now.
Well, I will use my level 3 ability Brace, and so I'm going to take that as a stress point instead of an armor point.
Outstanding. I am now going to spend a fear to take another turn. I'm going to move the spotlight to a different enemy. As you are fighting this horde of zombies, you see this bizarre creature from behind, a humanoid monstrosity that seems to be made of sewn together body parts from multiple different bodies.
Fun.
It's going to come charging in and make an attack against you. 4. That's 5 on the dice. It's going to be 6 to hit and probably nothing.
Nope, that does not hit me.
Okay.
My evasion is only 8.
I'm going to actually spend another fear to go again. And he's attacking again. That time, it is a 20.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
Yeah, 20 on the dice, 21 total. It's a crit. You're going to take 12 plus 5 is 17 plus 6, 7, 24 damage. How much does that do with your thresholds?
That is major damage.
Okay. Oh, wow. Your second threshold is 28. God,
Yeah.
Level 3. Okay. Level 3 is a lot more than level 1.
I
She didn't want to die
sacrificed
this
my
time.
evasion. Yeah, I really, really did not want to die this time.
Yeah. So 24, you take two hit points.
Will do.
That's it for me.
Okay, I think Rashid will hop up into melee there and poke Spider-Man.
I'm sorry, Spider-Man?
Yeah, your red guy.
This guy?
Yeah. In the shadows, it kind of looked like he was red and black.
I see. Yeah, he's more Frankenstein than Spider-Man.
True. 13 with hope.
You just hit his difficulty, and I'll give you your hope. Hold on a second. It takes some scrolling to give hopes out. There you go. Yeah, 13 will hit.
And that's 7 damage.
7 will not hit his first threshold, so he will only take 1 hit point. And at this time, he will counterattack with biting and clawing. Here we go. That's cocked. 16 to hit you, Rashid.
Unfortunately.
Okay, it's going to be 2d6 plus 5 physical damage. The 2d6 is 6, so 11 physical damage.
Okay, that does not hit major yet. So 1.
Okay, Kaji, anything from you? You're here.
Yeah. So I try again in melee as close as possible.
All right.
And I'm gonna do. Gonna spend a hope to do my Rain of Blades.
Ooh.
And
What's that
basically, everyone in close range is going to be targeted with his attack. Let's see if it hits. I got 11 with fear.
11 hits. Let me take that fear. I'm going to do the same for you that I did for 4. Because this is mechanically a single enemy, but it's narratively a group of enemies, I'm going to let it hit twice.
All right. So the damage is 6.
Okay, 6. And then is it like 4s where the second enemy you hit takes half, or does this next enemy hit?
No, they all take 6.
Okay, so 12 total.
Yeah.
Well, I'll count it as 2 hits at 6. We'll see how that plays out. Scroll up. The threshold is 6, so yeah, either way I calculate it, it's 2 hit points.
Actually, I'm going to spend a stress.
Mhm.
I'm gonna add a stress to myself, and I'm gonna double the damage.
Okay.
So, with my manipulate magic. So
So one of those. I'm sorry. What was the damage again? Total.
it was
Original?
6, and then you said it hit twice, so 12.
Right, but you doubled the damage, so it's
Yes.
now 12 and 6 if you doubled the damage on one of the hits. So, for every 2, you lose 2 enemies. I can't kill them more than one at a time. That's fine. I think you got them all. They're dead. What do I do? Why can't I kill them all at once? Oh, there we go. Boom. You have eliminated the horde. The failed experiment is still here. However, I'm going to say that as the horde is dying, they're going to use one more reaction to attack Kaji, since they only got one attack to begin with. As you are slaying them, the ones that are still up are attacking you. It's 9 to hit. Does that hit Kaji?
It does not.
Well, there goes a bunch of perfectly good zombies, motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
I'm spending a fear to activate the failed experiment. He's coming for Rashid.
Does he even attack the... Never mind. I have bad thought. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh. This is something I should have remembered before. Oh, well, whatever. It's too late. Uh, 13 to hit Rashid.
And that hits my target. So
Okay. And the damage is going to be 11 physical.
okay. Another one.
Okay. I am going to... Nothing. I'm going to nothing, just so you guys know. Nothinging. All right, your turn. Who's up?
Me. I will strike at the experiment and say, I shall put you out of your misery.
Yeah, do it.
And that is going to be an 18 to hit with hope.
Hits. And let me grant that hope here. There you go.
Thank you, thank you. And
Got,
so,
4 of those. 5 of those.
yeah, I've been racking them up.
Use them.
I will. So let me go ahead. I will roll my damage. Because there's only the one guy left, right?
As far as you can see here, yes.
Okay.
Isn't that a perfect GM answer?
Do I add anything to my damage other than just the roll?
I think it just comes from the weapon, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's all you get, unless you have some ability that I don't know about that says otherwise.
It's going to be a 14 of damage then. And let me know if that takes a hit point off. Well,
It's going to take 2 hit points off.
nice.
So
Okay.
all damage will always take at least 1.
Okay.
This one takes 2 because it's major damage. Except that he is resistant to physical damage, so it takes 1 point off.
Okay.
All right, who's next? Oh no, you know what? I'm next. And I can spend a stress on this creature to spotlight him rather than spending fear. And he's going to attack. Last time he attacked Rashid. I think he's going to attack Rashid again. He is smart enough to try to eliminate damage dealers from the battlefield.
Oh, is that what I am? Damn,
Yes.
I didn't build them that way.
Well, This is something I do in strategy video games. I target all of the fire on one enemy because the faster you can eliminate anything that deals damage, rather than spreading it out all at once. 9 to hit, same as before.
Negative. That's a big miss.
I figured. Now I will spend a fear to give him another go. Never mind. That was a waste of a roll, but I'm going to take the fear off anyway. That was a 1. All right, you guys are up. Here's Kaji in the foreground here, and obviously you can tell who those guys are.
I'm going to spend 3 hope to activate Rogue's Dodge. Gain 2 to your evasion until the next time an attack succeeds against you.
That's an incredible ability. Okay.
And then I will pokey stab the guy.
Pokey.
Or not. 6, but with hope.
Okay. Yeah, that is a miss, of course. He'll go ahead and attack you even though you did the thing. And this time it's 16 to hit. It hits, doesn't it?
Activated that ability, you know.
That's the first time that it's hit you. And okay, all right. Yeah, 2d6 plus 5. 14 damage.
And that's 2 wounds this go.
All right. Given the dire situation that the bad guys are in, I'm going to spend a fear here to give this fellow another turn. He's going for 4. He's going to miss that. I'm going to spend a stress to do it again. That's cocked. That is 17 to hit. 4. Sarah.
Yes.
17 to hit. You.
Yeah, that's going to hit. Sorry, I didn't think I had to say that.
I don't know. You guys are all weird now.
Oh,
Yeah, that hits. Okay, so 2d6 plus 5. 10 damage.
That will be... That's a minor damage. 1 HP.
For one more stress, I will attack you again. I'm now out of stress. I've missed. Lucky
Okay.
me. You're up.
Kaji, I think it's you.
it's just the one enemy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can go.
You and 4 killed all the zombies in 2 moves. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna target this one.
You've just got basically a Frankenstein left.
Melee range. I'm gonna
Okay.
attack. Gonna do Cinder Grasp. Ooh, nice. That's a 21 with hope. So
Okay.
I get a hope.
Obviously,
And
that hits. Where's the
the damage is gonna be. Wow. So Cinder Grass, it's a 1d20 plus 3. And I rolled a 20 on the
Yeah.
so 23 damage directly, and he's on fire.
Well, his burning corpse falls to the ground. He had 1 hit point left. This was a 3 hit point enemy. He had high thresholds and a at least higher difficulty than the zombies, but he only had 3 hit points. You've got him. You are standing amongst a field of re-deadified corpses. And Dunstan has been hiding over here the whole time, and he's going to come up.
I will turn to you, Alan, and I will say, well fought, fellow 4. And
right.
that is invoking Soldier's Bond. And so once per long rest, when I compliment somebody, we each gain 3 hope.
Nice.
So I'll take 3 hope, and Alan will take 3 hope.
That's really good. Thank you.
Nice.
Okay, interesting. Who's this? Alan? 1, 2, 3. And Sarah. You've already got 5. Now you have 8.
Yeah.
Great. You better use it.
I'm going to try. I'm just so good. I don't need it.
Well, you guys can still see that pink glow. Now that you have moved through the forest a little bit, let me lower that. You can see that it's like right there. I don't know if you can see that through the trees there.
Yep.
And then you guys are there.
I can keep moving in that direction.
Yeah, keep moving.
So I don't have a miniature ready for him. Because I have a thing about that. But when you come up here, you find this weird sacrificial sort of ritual stone with glowing crystals all around it. And you find Dunstan's son, Dunny, strapped down to it, tied down to it with vines. Dunstan runs up and immediately starts cutting the vines and releasing Dunny. But as he cuts them, they immediately regrow.
Damn.
Like they heal up as his knife cuts through them. They heal up.
Does the boy appear to be breathing?
Yes, he's clearly alive. He's crying. You actually saw him begin crying when he first saw his father. He was afraid. He clearly has been here for some time, has been in shock. Seeing his father sort of started him crying again.
Just a quick scan of this thing. Does it appear to have a brain, to be alive? Is there...
No, this is a thing, not a life form. It is some sort of ritual stone.
Perhaps if we all cut the vines at once, and Dunstan, you pull him from the table quickly. And let's spend some hope and do a tag team roll.
Oh, how does that work?
Cool.
So, once per session, each player can spend 3 hope and initiate a tag team roll between their character and another PC. So I work with another character to describe how we combine our actions in a unique and exciting way. We make separate attack rolls. I guess it's limited to just tag team is only 2 people. I thought I could maybe do it with 3, but
I'll say if you spend 6, you can do it with all of you.
yeah, why not?
However,
I'll spend 6. Yeah.
I will also say this. You can see from what's happening when Dunstan tries to cut these vines that that's probably not going to work. They're healing so fast. There's something else going on with this thing other than cutting the vines that you're going to have to do to get this boy out of here.
Okay. All right. Well, then before somebody want to do investigation?
Well, yeah, I want to investigate the stone. You said there's a stone in the middle?
Well, yeah, I'm just referring to the stone that the boy is tied onto. I'm going to say this is him. There we go. He's just like right there. He's not holding a mug.
So do with my arcane senses. Yeah, I feel like there's like a center point to this contraption.
Roll me a check. Let me see what kind of check I want. What's your highest score there?
Instinct.
And that governs sense. So I'm going to say that's the one. Go ahead and roll instinct.
19, but with fear.
19 with fear. If you also spend a hope, I will let that succeed.
Okay. Yeah, I'll spend one hope.
All right. Actually, forget that. Spend a stress.
Oh, okay. So add a stress. Okay.
Yeah, add a stress.
Mm-hmm. All right.
As you concentrate on this thing and it starts to sort of disorient you because of how alien and weird it is, you are nonetheless able to push through. Which one's you? This one. You are able to push through the sort of mental block of the mythos entity that it is and understand how it works. This thing is one of the crucial ritual components for consuming the landscape on the other side of the veil from here. They were planning to basically do maybe a more low-tech version, but basically do the same thing to Dunny that they did to his mother. Torture him for his essence. With this role, Kaji, I think you understand finally that what they are doing is extracting people's sort of home plane energy. They are taking out of people an essence, an energy, a liquid that is attuned to the plane of existence they come from. That's what they did to Dunny's mother, and that's what they're trying to do to Dunny. When such a vial of substance was smashed over Kaylin, that's why she went home. By taking enough of this stuff, they hope to eventually move their people in and consume everything. But what you were looking for specifically was how best to release this boy. And I think what you understand now is you cannot get the boy out on this side. But if he were still alive when enough of this essence were spilled on him, he would automatically go home.
If he was still alive, because he's dead right now.
No, he's alive. But if you could get enough of this essence from his home plane onto him without killing him, then he would go home.
But we don't have access to that.
And did you get anything on if this table is a key part of the ritual? Is there anything on how to destroy this component?
Yeah, could I just attack? Could I just destroy this instead?
Roll me. Actually, I'm going to have 4 roll this since she's actually the one that asked. Roll me an instinct on this to perceive.
Okay. This is my dump stat. All right. Ooh, not great. That is a 12 minus, and I get to add my bonus, right? My proficiency bonus, or not? Just
not for this. Whatever
all right.
Your instinct is.
Worth a shot.
I will say you can add your +2 for either of your first 2 experiences there. Built for battle against evil or I do not stop. Either of those will apply here.
I will do built for battle against evil because that's the one I actually have at +3. So that'll be a total of 14. And it's actually a tie. I got the same number on both dice.
That's a critical.
That's a crit. You should have said that immediately. You
Oh, I'm
automatically
sorry.
succeed and gain a hope.
Hey! Nice.
You're now up to 9 hope. If you spend 3 of those, I'll tell you everything.
I'll spend 3.
Okay. Everyone tell me your remaining stress.
I have 4 more.
6.
5.
Interesting numbers. 5 stress from each of you will allow you to extract your own essence and let it spill down onto Dunny, allowing him to go home. There is a shard of crystal sticking down, and I think For and Kaji working together with these rolls, you have determined that if you simply puncture your skin with it, it will extract this essence from you instead of from Dunny, and it will pour down onto him. In terms of destroying the machine or destroying the object, you can do that as well. It will take 5 stress for each of you, so 15 total, to send Dunny home. But it won't send you guys home. Once he's gone, you will then have the option of destroying this object by smashing the crystal. You could smash the crystal now, but then you'd all be trapped here. Don't forget, you also have Dunstan, who can contribute.
I was about to say, how much stress does Dunstan have?
He can contribute 3.
Okay.
Rather than sending the kid back, could someone pierce their skin and send somebody else back? Like, could you collect that essence and then slap them in the face, send them back home? I assume the slap in the face is part of the ritual.
If you were to collect the essence before it spilled onto the boy, yes, whoever it was splashed on would go home. But you'd need 15 stress worth of it to send one person back.
Right.
I'm sure Dunstan is ready to do that.
Yes.
For will say, I am. That is acceptable. I cannot leave here until this place is destroyed. I do not expect to leave here.
You don't expect to leave here ever?
I look over to the Cthulhu on the horizon. I was like, I do not stop.
He's reading a giant book. He's kind of like this. He's not facing you.
I squint. It's 50 Shades of Grey. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, but it's in ancient runes that drive you insane when you read them.
So evil. Oh, and he's got bad taste.
All right. Any other ideas here?
You want to try it? Because if we do the 5 stress thing, will he be able to let us go back?
So, based on the information you have, you can produce enough of this essence to send one person back. The easiest thing to do would be to send the boy back. As Rashid sort of figured out, you could also rig up some way to catch the essence before it falls on the boy, and then you could send anyone you want, but only one person.
I will look to you guys and say, it is an honor to die in defense of another.
Dunstan has no interest in sending anyone back except Dunny.
We can save this boy, and it is not the only opportunity. If we destroy first this table, then the other components of the ritual, we will free your friend's soul and the souls of my friends.
Hold on.
And
How does help work in this game?
Add an extra d6 to the roll.
Okay. Thank you. Go on, as you were.
Yep. To send this child back now is not to say farewell to your land forever. If we can destroy all the components, then we may still make it home and save this world, your world, possibly my world. It simply means a delay.
So you're suggesting we send the boy home and then nuke this table?
Yes.
Then we'll be stuck here forever.
That is a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Or when we destroy this place is trying to churn through this world. When we destroy it, it is possible. Destroy this, destroy the other pieces. We will save the world. And the world will be there. There's always other solutions.
Well,
as long as you are alive, there is hope.
Yeah, but it seems like the only hope of getting back is using this to make a portal for one person.
That's the only way you know right now of getting back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So amongst the 3 players, we have enough to send somebody home. We don't actually need Dunstan.
That's right. Dunstan has 3, and
No, well, I only have. Well, yeah, I have 4, but I can do 1 more for my HP, right?
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then
you don't
that
need
counts
to. If everyone gives as much as they can, we'll get 15 without you spending your extra HP.
Okay. I mean, maybe the boy can get a hold of our friend who's on the other side, and they can help us somehow.
Unless we can give those instructions to the boy, the likelihood of that is pretty slim, yeah?
The boy is conscious. You can speak with him.
Oh,
How old is he?
He's 12.
Yeah, he can carry a message for us. He can find your friend who was sent through.
I would feel more comfortable sending Kaji home. Their knowledge, along with
because maybe if I have enough time, I can create this. This substance, if I have a sample. But it might take me a while.
If you guys were to spend even 1 stress more than what is required, then you could send someone home with a sample.
Oh, okay. Then there we go. It might take a little while. You might have to lie low in this space for a little bit. But with some time, I may be able to replicate it.
Dunstan is starting to look panicked at the idea of sending anyone home except his son. What are you suggesting, that we leave an innocent child here?
I must agree with Dunstan. Kaji is better able to defend himself. If we spend the extra effort to carry a sample, there is no reason this child cannot carry it. Find your friend and find others on the other side.
The child.
Kaji's an adult who has a reputation.
The child.
You believe a 12-year-old child about, ooh, the boogeyman in scary places.
Your friend will believe him. She was here.
I agree.
I'm gonna kill Dunstan right now. Just drive my rapier through his heart.
Oh no!
Roll an attack.
Uh, 18 with hope.
Oh,
Damage.
Which tells me this is the right decision.
18 with hope. All right, hold on. Hold on a second.
I told you I was going to kill him.
You did say that. You let us know. 18 succeeds. Damage?
Because I have friends in melee, I'm going to use sneak attack as well.
you don't have friends right now. Well, not me.
Yeah, I do negate. I'm gonna have to scratch that. I think that rule
Really?
assumes. I think that rule assumes that they're also fighting your enemy with you, and they're actually just standing there talking with them.
All right. Then that's 7, 9. It's 9.
9 damage beats both his thresholds. You have killed him. He only had 3 HP.
Okay.
In front of his son, you have killed Dunny. Or Dunstan. And Dunny goes, "No, Papa! Why? Why have you done this? Why?"
I grab for you. I'm going to try to, what the equivalent is of grapple. Grab your wrist, try to grapple you.
I'll hold
We're going
no
PvP.
resistance.
Okay.
Resistance.
Okay.
Okay. You got him.
It's like, what are you doing?
Ensuring things go the way they should go. Kaji should go home.
I look to you, Kaji.
Not what I would have done, but I do feel like our odds of getting home are bigger if I can just take a sample.
Well, now we cannot.
We
We
still
need
can.
him.
What's the total available stress between the three of you again? Kaji had
15?
4. You had what?
I've got 6.
That's
And I have 5.
10. That's 5. So 15. There isn't enough stress to take a sample home now that Dunstan is dead.
No.
Except the kid's still on the table.
No, when you don't have any more stress left, you use HP. But I can use more.
Does everyone agree that this is what should be done? Now that Dunstan is dead, and he's not able to object anymore, but Dunny is still there. You could
Yeah.
still send Dunny home. So where does the conversation go now?
I will shake my head and say, very well. And I look at you, Kaji, and say, this man and this child have died so that you can do this.
The child is not dead.
I know. This man has died, and this child will remain in this cursed place so that you can do this. Do you truly believe that is a sacrifice
Don't you
worth
think?
making?
Don't you think he'll be in better hands if you're protecting him?
No, I think he'll be in better hands if he is not here.
Don't you have things you wish to accomplish back home?
No,
So
I will defend him. If you tell me you can do this, if you can fight evil, then you, and I look at Rashid, have left me little choice but to accept.
And I just smile.
Because now I just don't trust that the boy will take it. Can't you see?
Yeah. I see what you mean. Like, Rashid has kind of ensured that the boy's not going to be in any mental state to follow instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why now I'm kind of beholden to this plan.
Yeah, I think that's what Rashid wanted.
And you believe, look at me.
Yeah.
You are confident you will condemn a child to remain here in your place because you are certain you're crossing over, taking the passage back will result in the rescue of more.
I mean, unless you know a person better than me that can make a sample, then you
don't
can
know
go.
anyone. You don't even know if they're from the same plane of existence as you.
Well,
Like, if you went, what would you do?
I would not go. I would send this child.
And then die here.
Yes.
See, that's all well and good for you, but I don't want to die here. Like,
Swear to me.
this is not some sort of fairy tale where I'm just going to sacrifice my life for some random person.
We were tricked.
Yes, we were tricked when we came here. We saw our friend get killed. And
I don't think you understand what I'm asking you. I'm asking you to swear that if you take this child's place and his shot at freedom, that you're going to use that.
I mean, of course. I'm not going to leave Rashid here.
Why not?
I say, then I have little choice
Plus,
to accept. You
No.
have indeed boxed me in.
and I will give you my word that I'm going to do my best. And let's see. In fact, I'll give you this. And Jaquise gives you a.
I'm sorry, who?
This whole time it was Jaquise. Like Kaji.
Who are you?
Kaji takes off this necklace that is around his neck, and he gives it to you, and he says, "That necklace was a gift from my mentor, and I want it back, and the only way I'm going to get it back is when I come back." And he hands it to you.
I take it.
You guys are having this whole conversation near a
I know,
crying,
over-
restrained child.
I take
He's
it,
restrained, it's fine.
and then I drop my hand down on the
Wait.
crystal.
You
Oh.
must rig up a method of catching the essence before you start extracting it, or it will spill right onto Dunny.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just use. I'm going to cast a spell using one hope. I'm going
Okay.
to use Midnight Spirit. I summon a humanoid shaped spirit that can carry or carry things that can move and carry things for me until my next long rest. Mhm. So, and it looks like it pretty much just looks like a dark copy of me.
Well, here he is.
Yeah. And that one's going to catch it, and I give him a small vial to catch it.
Okay. You all spend the necessary stress. You all are out of stress. Kaji, you're also down a hit point.
Yep.
Enough essence is extracted. Your spirit bud turns and pours it on you. And you
All right.
go home. As soon as that much essence is extracted on the device, the vines loosen and Dunny is released.
All right. I scoop him up into my arms.
He doesn't like you.
Nope.
He probably doesn't like her as much as the frog guy.
Yeah, he doesn't like any of you. He sort of sees you all as one group. Now what? Kaji, you're
So Kaji is gone. It's just me, Rashid, and the child.
gone. Yeah, the ghost also disappears when Kaji leaves.
All right.
Are you still holding on to Rashid?
Oh, no, I've let go of you at some point in this.
Right.
I turn around and I smash the shit out of this table.
You do?
Yeah.
As soon as you do that, everything warps. The mist recedes. The three of you who are still here black out.
Oh.
And you find yourselves back in the same forest in broad daylight with no mist. The weirdness is gone. The trees are regular. Kaji is right here. This is where he appeared when you sent him away. By smashing this crystal, you have destroyed the anchor of the consumption in this area. Dunstan is dead.
I'm going to probably laugh hysterically and then just walk away. And as I walk past, I smack 4 in the chest with the letter and just mumble, "We were never supposed to be here." Just wander away.
Yep. Thanks for playing.
Yep. Dark.
What a great adventure.
That was an end.
I was very prepared to leave you all trapped there, but the way things went, Dunstan was murdered for no reason, and you all came home. All right. Yeah. So in the ensuing days, you are able to sort of search out all of the people that Dunstan was talking about who were sort of being consumed. All of the sort of Innsmouth type people here in Darkhorn that were serving the churn. They are mostly in comas, some dead, some coming back to themselves. You have solved the problem, at least in this area for now.
Well,
Good night, everyone.
yeah.
We'll see you next week. We don't know what we're running. On Friday, we're back in Shadows of Archonia 2. See you then.
I look forward to my next adventure.
Thanks, everyone. I cannot wait to return to these
Rashid
characters. This
as
is
he
going
walks
to